Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is likely to be the final video that I release prior to the Grand Canyon Rim2Rim hike, which is scheduled for the 24th of September. My plan is to stop hiking around the 18th and rest up my legs for the hike. Today I am on one of my least favorite hikes, and I have saved this for the last month of training. It is a brutal hike. It's only about 13 miles round trip, but it starts off with a really ferocious 2.5 mile climb up a mountain ridge line, and it levels off for about a mile. That's where I am right now, which takes me up to about 3.5 miles. Then for the next 2 miles, it's up and down the ridge line with some really long climbs, which takes me to the base of the mountain, which is about 1.5 miles to the top. And it is an absolutely ferocious climb to the top. There are places along that hike. There's one section about 1/4 mile where the pitch has got to be 60 degrees. It is a rough hike. And to complicate the situation, it's predicted to be 103 degrees today. There's no water on this hike, and there is no shade anywhere on this hike. As you look around, you can see behind me, this is just open country. There's no shade on this hike, and because of the temperature, I've had to add 4 more pounds of water onto the hike to make sure I have enough and don't dehydrate. So my pack is probably back up to about 22 pounds, 23 pounds. But, you know, it's the strenuous nature of this hike that I'm welcoming, because I'm using this last 4 weeks to really hone the stamina issue, and to really stress my legs for uphills, and to really stress my legs for these downhills. So in the end, I expect it'll pay some real dividends for me. So I'm probably not going to film very much on this hike, because honestly it's not really very scenic. But I'm glad you're here with me. It's going to be a tough hike today. The last 2 times I've done this hike, I actually climbed to the summit of the mountain and hiked back down 1.5 miles and went back up and did it twice. And then the last time I did this hike, which was 5 days ago, I climbed the mountain 3 times. Again, it's all some pretty challenging, ferocious stuff, but I think it'll serve me well as I make that climb out of the North Rim. So I will continue this hike. I started earlier in the morning, but it'd be nice if there was some shade on this hike, but there's like maybe 3 places on the hike where there's a tree that overshoots the trail, where I can get out of the sun at least for a couple of minutes. But anyway, we'll keep good spirits. We'll keep the hike hard, and we'll keep hiking hard, excuse me, and just keep prepping for the hike that's upcoming. So, I wanted to tell you about a cool thing that happened to me a couple of days ago. As you guys who have watched my channel since I started about a year ago, you have seen that I've basically worn the same pack. It's an outdoor products pack, and it's been a very, very good pack for me. I've had it for about 5 years, and I have used it hard. I've used it on bitterly cold winter days. I've used it on relentless sunshine days like today. And after 5 years of use, it started to show its age. I was getting ready to retire it. One of the things that's happened with the pack, which is not uncommon, is that the stitching had started to come out on a couple of the key seams. In fact, I hand sewed them myself to keep the pack going this summer. Now, as I said, this is an Outdoor Products backpack loaded with great features. It was called the Gamma 8. And I've had this backpack so long that Outdoor Products doesn't even make this design any longer. But one of the things that they advertise is that they back their products for life. And I thought that I would reach out to them and see if, after like 5 years, they would still back up their products. So I sent an email out to the company. They're located in California, and made contact with this very nice woman by the name of M. And explained to her the situation. Now again, I didn't have high hopes. You know, one of the experiences I'm sure you've had is you buy these products and they make these wonderful claims, and then you try and make good on the claim, and it's filled with so much fine print, and they'll do everything they can to avoid honoring the warranty that they promised you. So again, I didn't have high hopes that they would honor the warranty, and frankly, given all the use I've gotten out of this pack, it wouldn't upset me if they didn't. But I sent this email out to M, told her my situation, responded very promptly. Boy, she's great about a quick response time. And the long and the short of it is that Outdoor Products is going to stand behind their warranty. And in my case, I had certain special circumstances that I don't think most people would run into. And M handled the circumstances really well. And I currently have a brand new backpack. They've redesigned it with something I believe they call a Skyline. And they're sending it out to me to replace this backpack when I retire it. So, good for them. And thanks to M for being so great to work with. It's just really nice to see a company that will back up the warranty that they offer you. So, when the new pack arrives, I will probably do a comparison with the Gamma 8 and the Skyline, and let you guys know what I think of the new pack. And so, this mountain in the foreground, which at this point is about 2.5 miles away, is the mountain we're going to be climbing up and down today. And my goodness, it is a challenging climb up that mountain. This is another reason why I really don't like hiking this trail very much. As you can see, this trail is rocky AF. What's curious is, you see this rock I'm pointing at right now? In the 6.5 miles of this trail, there are only 2 rocks large enough to sit down on, and that's one of them. But the reason it's so rocky is what's really interesting. 15,000 years ago, I would have been standing underneath about 1,000 feet of ice. And what I'm hiking over are the remnants of the glaciers. Many people don't realize how much rock these glaciers carry along with them. So while I don't like hiking over these rocks, for a lot of reasons. Number one is you always seem to wind up kicking these bigger rocks, but these really smaller rocks on these inclines act like ball bearings under your feet, and it's really easy to slip. But it is interesting to know that I'm hiking on the top of the glaciers. So I hope this will come out. But can you see the cuts in this rock? This is an example of glaciation. And what happens is that inside of the glacier under the tremendous pressure of the ice, rocks grind up against each other, and they cut these lines into the rocks. Hope you find that interesting. I don't know if this camera will really be able to illustrate the pitch that I'm on, but I'm midway up this mountain, and I am on the part of the mountain that's at about a 55-degree slope. We're going up to the horizon and then past that horizon. We'll see if this really gives a sense of just how ferociously steep this section of the mountain really is. So in 6.5 miles, this is only the second rock that is large enough to sit down on this entire hike. So I have just finished hiking to the top of this mountain. It is a brutal hike. I've just finished hiking to the top of it 3 times, and I am beat to poop. But I just know that the strain that I'm putting my legs under, my body under now, will pay dividends when I'm climbing out of the North Rim. Anyway, unless something really interesting happens on the way out, I'm about 6 miles now from the Jeep. But unless something interesting happens on the way out, I will end this video here. Thank you for being with me today.